are. The day has finally arrived. Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths, baby. It's been out on Arena and Magic Online now for a few days. I guess today is Saturday, so since Thursday. And boy, this set has been super fun to draft. Predominantly, I've been playing a lot of Sealed in some of the bigger events on Magic Online, but I mean, quickly hit Mythic on Arena, and now here we are for my second draft on Magic Online of this format. And so let's just jump right in. I'm not going to have too much time to go over all of the cards and whatnot, but I can go over what I think are the good cards. Hornbash Mentor, Valiant Rescuer, Draneth Stinger, Memory Leak, Great Horn. Top three picks are going to be the Mentor, the Rescuer, and the Stinger. I've had some really good success with cycling decks in this format, and both of these cards are good payoffs. And then Hornbash Mentor is just a really solid 3-drop in green. I think I'm going to take the Rescuer here. I think it's a slightly higher payoff than the Stinger, and it has cycling 2, so you can always just play it in any deck regardless. Moving into this pack, though, it doesn't look like we have anything that I would want to follow up the Valiant Rescuer with in as far as a cycling deck would be concerned. Go for Blood is fine, but not going to second pick it, say, over the Primal Empathy here. This card is just one of those busted enchantments that find it very hard to pass. It is a little bit slow, but I mean, just read it, right? At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. So you do have to have a creature if you don't have any creatures on the battlefield. It's not technically going to do anything. But if you do have just any creature, worst case scenario, you're going to get a 1/1 counter because your creature is smaller than theirs. Best case scenario, you draw an extra card because you have the biggest creature. And it kind of chains itself, right? If you have the smallest creature, you get to keep putting 1/1 counters on it, and then eventually you'll have the biggest creature and draw some extra cards. So I'm probably going to take the Primal Empathy here. I don't really see anything else in this pack that stands out as anywhere close as good. So let's take that and see what happens. And wow, very strong uncommon cards here in this pack. You have the Boneyard Lurker, Necropanther, and even the Mentor is not a bad one. Secondary considerations, Farfinder, just colorless creature that can go tutor up a land, so that's pretty nice. And Thornwood Falls. I think after taking the Empathy, it's a pretty easy Boneyard Lurker. Face-up value, you know, it's a 4/4 for 4. But then if you're able to mutate, which you can do with, say, just double green, if I'm going to end up in green-blue, you can mutate and get an extra card from the graveyard. So really good with like cycling cards, really good with cards that put extra cards in the graveyard. Just a great value mutate card. I'm going to take that and see what we have here in pack number 4. Nothing super standout here except for, say, Essence Scatter. I do think Essence Scatter is like one of just the best blue commons in the set, if not the best blue common. It's so good. I mean, this counters, well, any creature spell, but it also hits all of the mutate as well. So this is just oftentimes a 2-mana, you know, blue removal spell. Super efficient, super cheap, and a great pickup here. I do think Call of the Death Dweller is a good trick. Well, maybe not trick, but good recursion effect. But I think I like taking the Scatter here, considering I've already taken the Empathy. So let's go with this. See what we can get past. All right, again, nothing too amazing here. I don't even know what this rare does. 1/3 for 2. Can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. All right, so it can turn off like Companion and whatnot. In these type of scenarios, in a weaker pack where the blue and the green cards are not very good, you can look for like a better card in a different color, but there's not really anything here. So we can either take like a cycling card here, which is fine, or like the card draw of Dark Bargain here, which is also fine. Has a little bit of synergy with the Boneyard Lurker even. I think we'll take the Bargain. Yeah, again, nothing really signaling too much in this pack, so I don't think this is a problem to take. And get pick number 6 up in here. Again, nothing too amazing. I don't mind an Adventurous Impulse, though. You can often play maybe 1 or 2 Adventurous Impulse over a land, right? Because you can kind of dig for a land this way. It also digs for a creature in a pinch. Any of these cycling cards, though, are perfectly fine to run main deck. And in fact, there are a lot of enchantment removal spells in this format between like Pacifism, Capture Sphere, a bunch of other things. So this card often just turns into a very good card to have in your main because it cycles when they don't have a hit. But I'm going to take the Impulse here. Eerie Ultimatum. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's a fun card, but don't think I'll be taking it here when we have a good choice between Ram Through, solid green removal spell, and Reconnaissance Mission. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the uncommon here over the common. I do think Ram Through is a good removal spell, but Reconnaissance Mission has a higher upside, and it also cycles, so that puts it over the top for me. Okay. Anticipate Corpse Churn for some more graveyard value. Survivor's Bond for some graveyard value. But I think here I'm going to take the Wilt instead. Talked about it earlier, but cycling cards, good in this format. Plus this can hit all of those pesky enchantment removal spells. We wield our rare. I know it's not very good. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You can put into your graveyard. Exile a card from your graveyard. Add a colorless to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its cost. Yeah, just not very good. I mean, sure. I'm sure you could like build around it or something for some weird graveyard shenanigan deck, but I'm just going to take the Glimmerbell here. I think this is kind of a sleeper card. It's a 2-mana 1/3 flying that can untap itself. But the nice thing about this is that it's a really good mutate enabler. I've been playing, a lot of the green-blue mutate decks, and Glimmerbell is a surprising all-star just because it comes down so early. You can mutate on top of it, and then, whatever you mutate on top is going to gain flying plus the untap ability. If we're lucky to pick up something like a Parcel Beast, for example, you can go off with Glimmerbell and Parcel Beast, tapping it to get a card, and then untapping it and doing it again. So let's take another Glimmerbell here. We did wield the Duskfang Mentor. That was, I think, a card I was considering taking. Or it was like the good uncommon out of the Boneyard Lurker pack. Don't think we're taking any of those other cards, so we'll see. Kind of a late Divine Arrow here, although don't really think we're going to be doing anything with that. Maybe there's a world where I play the Springjaw Trap. And the last few pick filler cards. Another Wilt. Very easy to run any cycling card in your deck. Again, super easy, super free. Especially the ones that cycle for just 1 mana. Alright, I mean, not a bad first pack. Nothing super standout. But it looks like we're moving into the world of Sultai Poop. Hopefully we can get something like if we're lucky, Brokos, but I won't be that greedy. I kind of was wishing that we opened a companion card to kind of build around, but looks like we didn't get that. Not that we can't still get a Mentor card of some variety and play it, but the likelihood goes down. Ooh. Vadrock, Apex of Thunder. 3/3 flying first strike for 3. Jeskai colors. Whenever this creature mutates, you may cast target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Oh, we also did open a Garuda. I didn't even notice. Wow. Alright, well, let me double check the price of Vadrock, because this is a new set, and so it's definitely worth taking cards that are worth some amount of money. And Vadrock's only like 2 tickets. Okay, so, well, disregard Vadrock, acquire Garuda, 6 mana 6/6, blue-black. You can set it as your companion if your deck contains only cards with even converted mana costs. And remember, with these companion cards, you can still run them in your deck if you don't meet the requirement. When this enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard. You get to put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among only those cards onto the battlefield. So it's still a really good card. I've played with this card a bunch, and I'm sad to say, oftentimes it does whiff, but like worst case scenario, you get a 6/6 for 6. Best case scenario, for one, it could be your companion, so you have an extra card in your hand at all to begin the game. Or you can also get some extra value with it. And really, right now, I can kind of build around the Garuda. I'm losing Adventurous Impulse and the Duskfang Mentor. That's not a huge thing. The only thing I'm really losing here is the Primal Empathy, if we went this route. But we can probably try to build around this. Now, the issue is here, there's like a Dreamtail Heron, which is a really good mutate card, but it costs 5. The only other option here for me would be the Ominous Seas, which I think is a good card, but it is questionable. Now the question is Dreamtail Heron plus Empathy better than having Garuda as my companion and Ominous Seas? I think for testing sake, I'm going to go ahead and try to... Oh, well, I was going to say I'm going to go ahead and try to keep the Garuda as my companion, but at this point, now that I've got a second Primal Empathy, it's going to be really hard for me not to play 2. So, looks like we're going to do the backup scenario where we just have Garuda in our deck, because a second Empathy I think is just way too good to pass up. Darn. Was hoping we would get to try it out, but this is fine. We're still going to have a pretty good deck if we go this direction instead. Best card for here is probably Cavern Whisperer. I don't have any fixing right now is the issue, but I don't... Like, there's not really a good green or blue card. Keep Safe is, like, fine, but it's replaceable and you can get them later, so... Guess I just have to take the Whisperer here and look out for things like Jungle Hollow, Dismal Backwater. Okay, there's a Ram Through. Another Impulse, Giraphid, Honey Mammoth. Go ahead and take the Ram Through at this point. Need some more removals. Migration Path. Oh, there we go. There's a Farfinder here for us. I think I like taking the Farfinder a little bit more than the Jungle Hollow, because Farfinder is not only fixing, like the Jungle Hollow it is, but it's also a really, really good card to mutate on top of. Now, I only have 2 mutate cards right now, but I still think it's going to be a little bit better than the Jungle Hollow overall. Another Glimmerbell. I'm not going to take a third. We have a Proud Wildbonder here or a Honey Mammoth. Both cards are fine. This one's a 4-mana 4/3. Creatures you control have Trample. Or with Trample have you may assign this creature, assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. Don't have any other Trample creatures right now, but it's a fine 4-drop. And Honey Mammoth is replaceable, so I think I'm going to take that over the card draw spell. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's just the second Empathy put me over the top of the Garuda. That's too bad. I think oftentimes it is worth playing the companions. As your companion, that is to say. Just because it's so powerful to be starting with an extra card in your deck, or in your hand, I should say. Okay, this really doesn't have anything going for me. Anticipates filler, so we can probably just take the 1-mana cycler here. Convolute, whatever. Commando, whatever. I could see taking the Terran. I've actually been a little bit impressed with this card, as giving it hexproof and then like mutating on top of it is very, very strong. But can never go wrong with taking a 1-mana cycler. We did wheel another reconnaissance mission. Okay. With double reconnaissance mission, I'm more likely to play multiple Glimmerbells beyond the 2 that I already have, right? 1/3 flyers that draw you a card. Actually pretty decent. Again, 1-mana cyclers. Like, I could even play the Flourishing Fox in my deck as just a way to kind of make my deck size smaller, in a sense. Phase Dolphin is medium. Sun Spinnerets. There's like a Rugged Highlands if I wanted to splash. But I think I'll just take the 1-mana cycler here. We can consider getting like the Bargain or the Mentor back in the deck, since I do plan on splashing a teeny bit of black. Not like thrilled with this deck right now, but still have one more pack to go. What's the best card I can open? Might still just be Brokos. There's still a lot of cards in this format that I haven't played with / don't even know exist. Like, I'm still playing games of this format where somebody plays a card and I'm like, wait, what? What does this do? I've never seen it before. We'll see if this holds true. As we pick up a Girafid, a fine card, and we did wield the Terran. Okay, so two more expensive creatures that we might end up playing in our deck. Like 3/5 reach for 5, perfectly acceptable. And we opened a Labyrinth Mentor. Sorry, not Mentor. Labyrinth Raptor. It's a good one, but you really want to be base red black to utilize that. For us, we have an Easy Prey, a Dismal Backwater, and then some other filler cards, secondary. I think I like taking the Easy Prey a little bit more than the Backwater. It's nice because even though black's going to be our splash color, this has cycling, so you know, if I don't have a target for it, or if I can't even cast it, I can just cycle it for 2. Do hope to wield the Dismal, though. Uh-oh, what is this? Emergent Ultimatum. I know this card exists, I just can't remember what it does. Search your library for up to 3 mono-colored cards with different names, and exile them. An opponent chooses one of those, shuffle that back into your library, and then you may cast the other 2 without pay. So it's not a very good card. What is a very good card here is the Auspicious Starix. I didn't read this card correctly the first few times I saw it played, but baseline, it's a 5-mana 6/6, so you can't go wrong there. But the mutate is 6, and when it does mutate, you exile cards from the top of your library until you reveal X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. You put them onto the battlefield. So when I first saw this card, I thought I just looked at the top X cards of your library, and if you had a permanent, put it on the battlefield. No. It goes until it finds a permanent card. So you cannot actually brick unless you have literally no permanents in your deck. So this card is a really, really solid card. Obviously gets insane with multiple mutates on top of it. We are passing some good ones though. Blitz Leech, Thieving Otter, Humble Naturalist, but Auspicious is exactly what we were looking to do. Okay, another really solid pack here for us. We have an Avian Oddity, one of my favorite cyclers in the set. 4 mana, 2/4 flyer. That's already fine in any limited environment. But then you can also cycle this card for 3 and put a flying counter on something. So good value there. We also have a Dreamtail Heron and another Farfinder. This one's a little bit closer. I think I like taking the Heron here. I guess I could see Avian getting a little bit of a boost because with Garuda, you know, it's a little bit better than the odd card, but Heron is just so good. Okay, there's a Wingspan Mentor here. That doesn't look like it's like amazing in our deck, because a lot of our creatures already fly. But that being said, if your creatures already fly, this can just be a flying pumper. So we'll go ahead and take it over any of these other cards, which don't really do anything anyways. Yeah, and I think I'm going to double up. Interesting. Okay. Can probably cut some of these 1-mana cyclers now. Don't think I need the Girafid when I have all this many flyers as well. Yeah, if we can get some more Glimmer Bells, I'd probably end up running them. Honestly, yeah. Like, with the Glimmer Bells, they're great with the reconnaissance missions. They're great with the mentors. With 1 pump, they turn into 2/4 flyers. And they're great with the multiple, I guess, how many mutates do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Fertilid in this pack. Fertilid's another good card to mutate on top of. Also can just fix as well. Let's take a Sideboard Barrier Breach that cycles. Mosscoat Goriok is like an okay Magic card, but I think we have enough better cards over it. And I might be running the deck like this. So maybe a little bit shallow on the fixing, but save for the Cavern Whisper, we can still just cast any of the cards without black mana. Because you can cycle the Easy Prey, and then the Lurker is double green to mutate. So I'm liking it. I am liking it. We'll see if double Primal Empathy, double Reconnaissance Mission is a little bit overkill on the enchantment front, but Reconnaissance missions can always be cycled for 2. I guess I'm missing some more removal. I have One ram through, one scatter, one prey. Yeah, my removal's a little bit light. Okay, not some bad wheels. I really like memory leak as well, but I think it's good to play like one keep safe. I was talking about it earlier, that they normally come back around, and it did. But if you're going to go in on one creature, especially talking about mutate, then I think that card is okay to play. Ooh, wow, we wheeled a Farfinder too. Okay. We'll definitely be playing that. Now I need to find some cards to cut, actually. I think I can probably cut one reconnaissance mission. I think I'd rather keep the double empathy, even though mission cycles. And I think I want to keep the wilt. I could just cut this random 4/3 trampler. Doesn't have too much synergy in our deck. Yeah, maybe that's better. Just cut a random 4/3 trample. I guess I don't want to cut that for Garuda purposes. Maybe Fertilid now can be cut, since I think Farfinder's a better card for fixing. Fertilid's better for mutating on top of, because the creature retains the counters, but I think it's probably slightly worse. Yeah, can try something like this. Alright, I'm in for it. So we only really need one swamp in this deck. These are green, these are multi. So one swamp. It wants some mountains for the Wild Bonder. 7, 15, 16. Probably go 9 islands even. Because we do need some double green, but the majority of the time we're just going to want blue. Alright. Save this, and let's take it for a spin. Alright, here's round 1 of this Ikoria draft. Won the die roll, going to be on the play, and darn it. Looks like we're going to have to mulligan this one. I think I would keep this hand if either of these cards cycled for 1, but cycling for 2 means it's too big of a risk, so let's go down to 6. And this looks like an okay 6. Probably just going to pitch the Bonder here. Okay. So we can play turn 2 Glimmerbell, and on turn 4 I'd probably play Reconnaissance Mission over the Heron. Oh, the opponent might have a very good cycling deck. Turn 1 Flourishing Fox could be a huge issue. Like, that could just be a 3/3 next turn. If they have 2 1-mana cyclers. And they are the red-white cycling deck, it looks like. Yeah. I don't even think I can block here. Because if they just go cycle, cycle, they eat my bell for free. Dranith Healer. Okay. This could be a very quick game. I think I'm just going to pass here and not attack, even though we could untap, because I'd rather hold up the Essence Scatter. Block the healer if they attack here. But the fox is... What does the fox say? They could still use a removal spell here. It looks like they're going to thin out their deck first and just cycle something, though. Hit in for a little bit more damage with the fox. Yeah, cycling a Vantasaur. They gain a life, yes. Another cycling card, perhaps. Cycle another Vantasaur, it looks like. And yeah, I'm taking 3 damage here. I'm just going to die to the fox unless I can draw exactly what the easy prey. Garuda. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to commit to taking a bunch of damage here, but let's go ahead and mutate this turn instead of running out the reconnaissance. And now I just need to hope to hit a few more land drops. Take 5, go to 11. That's a momentum rumbler. Can gain first strike and then can gain double strike. Oof, did not hit a land there. So let's cycle the reconnaissance mission and hold up black in case we do draw that removal spell. Gosh, we did not draw anything. And we're just going to have to pass here and hope. Alright, well, keep safe is nice here at the very least. Means they probably can't attack with the healer or the rumbler. Well, Wilt's not any good here. It's just so hard to block that, right? One cycling card and they just eat my Heron for free. That's the thing. They might not even have a card with cycling in their hand and they can just free roll attack. Looks like they did though. Take 4, go to 7. Did find a land at least there. So we can play the Mentor out as just an extra chumper. And then either cycle Wilt or hold up Scatter. Not looking great though. 5 mana, what is this? Mythos of Vadrock. 5 damage divided as you choose. Yeah, that's really bad. Okay. So I guess I chump here, take 5, go to 2. Not much I can do here. And they have a fight as one. All right, so that'll pump up and kill me. Wow. Very nice cycling deck from the opponent. How do I beat that? I guess I might just need to bring in some more removal. Looks like the Wilt didn't have any targets. Can keep the keep safe. I might just shave the reconnaissance altogether and just bring in like a 2/4. And then instead of Terran versus them, let's bring in the Honey Mammoth and maybe even the Giraffid. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut a Mentor. And no, the Mentors are too good with my Glimmer Bells. What a beating. All right, let's submit this for the second game and hope they don't kill me so quickly. No turn 1 Fox, please. No turn 1 Fox. This looks like a fine hand to keep, even though it's probably a little bit slow versus what their deck does. Don't do it. Don't you dare Fox me turn 1. Ugh. I wonder how many they have in their deck. I think this is okay to go ahead and block this turn. If they have 2 1 mana cyclers, that's not a huge deal since we can go Farfinder into Mutate on top of it. They didn't have anything, it was a bait. Oh man! I called their bluff. Oh. That or they didn't think I had any. That or they thought I didn't block. Oh, I was super excited. I thought I called their bluff and they didn't actually have anything. Cycle. Okay, they did have a cycler. So they had a 2 mana cycler, which would have saved their Fox, but that's kind of awkward. Go get our swamp here. There's a really good cycling creature as well. Yeah, opponent's deck is real nice. So, is it worth it just to run out the Boneyard Lurker as a face-up 4/4 is the question. And I think the answer is no, I don't need to. What I think I'm going to do here is probably block the Bell to the Marmoset this turn. And they would need to cycle in order to kill the Glimmerbell, which I'm okay with, because then we can mutate on top of the Farfinder or whatever. So Force them to cycle if they want to kill this. Okay, Footfall Crater cycled. Again, this is fine. Like, now we get some mutate value. They could have a Flame Spill in their hand, though. We did see that last game, but I guess I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, looks like that worked. Could also have a Divine Arrow. Again, not going to play around it. If they have it, they have it. There are some scenarios where it's correct to play around things like that, but in this situation, I don't think it's correct / even necessary. Looks like another Mythos here. Yep. 5 damage. We'll take our 2. I'm going to play a big old 6/6 here. Need to stop drawing some lands, though. A little bit of a flood out happening. We're sitting at, what? 5 spells and 8 lands. Ooh, another really good cycling creature. The Savai Thundermane. So that means if they have a 1-mana cycler, my attack is bad. Because if they have a 1-mana cycler, this would turn into a 4/3 first strike, and then they could pay 2 to ping that as well. So I don't think it's correct to attack with the 6/6 here. Okay. Looking for any of my other mutators to put on a Glimmerbell now. Looks like they were thinking about cycling end of turn there, but maybe don't want to waste it. Alright, so I'm assuming they're going to kill my Wild Bonder here with 2 1-mana cyclers and paying 4. We'll see, though. Yeah, looks like that's what they're going to do. If they do this, though, that means the Honey Mammoth can attack next turn. Or even a 2-mana cycler now, since they have 4 mana. Oh, or not. I'm not blocking here. Huh. I guess they didn't have another cycling card. Interesting. Okay. Damn, that was an important turn to draw something relevant. Yeah. Let's attack with all. 4/3 trades with their 3/3. We'll punch here. This doesn't have trample, unfortunately. They'll take 2. Assign combat damage to... No, we want to trade. Trade and deal 1. And as you can see, they're running these blue cyclers in their deck just as cycling cards. I'm not going to untap both and block the block the Savai Thundermane. I think right now the Flyers are kind of doing some work for us. Okay. It's too bad. Alright, give me a spell. Give me the Auspicious. Make my day. Easy Prey. That's not bad. Okay. Well, at the very least, I can attack with my Glimmerbells. And the question is, do I want to do this now before they can get the value of life gain? I think I do. They had a fight as one again. All right. So 2 cards in hand. Again, if they only have one cycler, they still can punch through my mammoth. So, can't even really block there. It's risky. If I drew keep safe, I think we could. Ferocious Tigorilla. Okay, Menace. Oh, there's the keep safe. Okay, so get to attack for 2 in the air. And now we're holding up double untap and keep safe for a cycle on this. If they draw 2 cyclers, then I have an issue, because then this would be 6 power, but we'll see. They might even attack with like everything this turn. Okay. Might just go for a double block on the Tigorilla here too. I think this is a better line. Oh wait, this only targets a spell, not an ability. Oh, this might have actually been bad. I mean, I guess we still trade with the Tigorilla, but for some reason I thought this countered a spell or an ability. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess they had +2/+2 as well. This way they also gain 2 life, though. Also, they deal me 2 extra damage. Yeah, darn it. Because I was hoping I was going to be able to keep safe on this ability, which is why I said that. But come on, give me a big mutate. And just like that, I am pretty sure we're dead. Little bit excessive on the lands. Maybe 17 is too many, but opponent had a really good cycling deck, so doesn't look like there was too much I could do here. I think the only way I win is if I block like this, and then they don't kill the Glimmerbell here, which is high hopes, obviously, and then I drew Auspicious to hit him for 6. But they did have another cycle, so not much I could do. Without any really good removal in my deck, it's hard to just lose to this one card, but looks like that is going to be the case here. Oh, okay. Well, we do get to do this. Could that save us? Maybe we could draw something? Because they were going for the kill with that one. I don't think Farfinder is going to cut it. Ah, and they had another fight as one. All right, GG's. Yeah, we got crushed there by the red-white cycling deck. Yeah, let's just go to the next round, see if we can pull off at least a win or two. Okay, here's round 2 of this Ikoria draft after we got thoroughly demolished by a red-white cycling deck. We're on the draw here. We have a pretty fine hand. It doesn't look good, but I have multiple cyclers, or rather, ways to find land. Looks like the opponent knows about the Glimmerbell. So yeah, we'll just pass here. Probably cycle Wilt unless I need to really Essence Scatter something, and then hope we just hit our 3rd land the next 2 draw steps. Cycle. Give me a land, please. Thank you. Looks like they have a scatter. Sure. Unfortunate. Looks like we drew a land, though, and they are stuck, so let's jam out our 4-drop here. I'm telling you, Essence Scatter is really good in this format. But fortunately for us, we are managing Still. Yeah, I'm just going to cast this 5 mana, 6/6. I think it'd be way too greedy not just play it out now, even though I don't get mutate value. But I can't mutate on the Mentor anyway since it's a human, and I don't think we need to mutate onto a Garuda. Now, they could have like a pacifism, they could have a capture sphere, they could have a bounce spell, they could have a ton of different things here. Well, just a creature's not that bad, though. So if I draw a land, I'm jamming Garuda. Nice. Okay, so do I want to attack for 6 first and offer the trade for these 2? I don't think so. I think I want to play Garuda and see if we even hit a creature. If we hit a creature off Garuda, which we did, we can get the Glimmerbell or the Savai Sabertooth. Then I can probably attack because I'll have an extra blocker. I think here it's worth it to get the Sabertooth. And then attack for 6. If they double block, I'm okay with that. If they don't double block and then like get rid of my Garuda, we still have a 3-power creature to trade with one of their creatures there. If not, great. Yeah, they have to have some number of mutate in their deck. Like, the humans deck doesn't really want this type of card in it. But then again, if they have good mutate, then they need to play that type of card, right? Another Day Squad Marshal. Okay, interesting. Huh. So I have a few different lines here. I could Wingspan Mentor, hit for 6 in the air. I could also Empathy and pass, sit back on the card advantage. I'm worried about them, especially with the Sergeant, like getting rid of 1 or 2 blockers with that like Frost Breath card, and then just attacking with everything and effectively killing me in 2 turns. This is interesting. Because this pumps up everything by 1 on the next attack. Could also go Mentor plus Empathy. Kind of like playing the Mentor here. We're going to put this on the Garuda, because if we draw another mutate, we'd rather them have killed our Garuda than our Starix for that value. I think I'm going to go ahead and run out the Empathy. Drawing 2 cards seems too good. This next turn might hurt, though. They have a lot of potential damage on the board. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16. There's their 5th land. They could have the Breath card. I don't remember what it's called, but it cycles for 1. Another Day Squad Marshal. Okay. Oh, God, they're going super wide. I don't even think they're going to attack with their Glimmerbell. Land. Ooh, and that's... Oh, that's not that good, I guess. I was going to say, if any of my creatures had Trample, we could probably kill them this turn, but that is not the case. Alright, well, let's attack for 6 in the air. I'm pretty sure they're going to chump with their bell. Okay. And now I'm going to use this right now. Nice. Killing the Sergeant that's threatening a ton of damage, I think, is really important there. Because I wanted to do it after damage was dealt in case they had that 1 white spell, the Fight for whatever it's called. You know, gives a human indestructible and then gives a non-human indestructible and +1/+1 until end of turn. So we are once again threatening lethal next turn, because end of turn I get to pump up my Garuda, and then I can do it again on my turn. Okay, that was a little bit scary. Opponent goes very wide. The 2-4 actually looked really good versus them, didn't it? 4-3 seemed really bad. They had all those 3-power creatures. Trap might be worth it versus their just, you know, relevant creature. I don't remember what that 3-mana one is called that pumps their humans, though. And let's go to game 2. Take out the Wilt again. Even though I think Wilt is probably worth keeping. I guess I should have thought about that a little bit longer, because Wilt versus blue-white is almost certainly going to find a home and always just can cycle. Obviously can't keep that 1-lander. This is a 3-lander we can keep. We'll pitch a forest here, easy peasy. Opponent also on a mulligan to 5 or 6. No turn 2 plays this time. We saw double Essence Scatter from them, though. So if they don't have a thing to do, I'm just going to cycle this, right? Because that is converted mana cost that it kills. Yeah, I'm okay running out the Farfinder into an Essence Scatter. No big deal there. We don't need the black mana. We can just wait until we mutate. Ominous Seas, huh? Don't think it's going to be good enough here. Let's just cycle it. And then we can flash out the Springjaw Trap, end of turn, next turn. Okay, Sabertooth. And a Flying Doo-Doo. I guess it's awkward not being able to cast this now, isn't it? Maybe on the turn that they held up Essence Scatter, I should have just rammed out the Primal Empathy. That might have been better. I'm just going to kill this now. Take 5, go to 11. And again, they're going very, very wide. Yep, alright, that's good enough for me. Taking 9 damage next turn. I mean, I don't have anything to do, so... I guess getting my Farfinder countered was a lot worse than I initially said. Looks like this keep safe might not be very necessary versus them, eh? Uh, 3-5 reach. Sounds good. Alright, game 3 here of the second round. Let's play first this time. And a find hand to keep. Can cycle the Easy Prey on turn 2. And I'm going to go ahead and flash out the trap just for mana efficiency's sake, even though it only costs 1 mana. Because on turn 4, I might just want to use the ability, which I wouldn't be able to do if I don't flash it out first. Alright, there is their 3-1. Let's go ahead and cycle since we don't have black. Play out our 2-4. And they're going to give it flying. That's fine. I mean, we can just trap it down if we want to. Darn, they saw the block. And again, just going to go ahead and kill their flyer. Right, because with this they can pump it up, and I don't want that to happen. There's their Perimeter Sergeant. Once again, they're tapped out. Now the question is, do I want to run out the Starks as a 6-6 right now, or wait until I can mutate next turn. I think I'm going to get a little bit greedy and try to mutate it. But I'm not going to run it out if they hold up 1 blue. Perfect. Now we can mutate on top of the Glimmer Bell, and it's really, really good. Ooh, that's not bad. Yeah, I'll take the trade here. I don't know if that was a good attack by them. They traded their 4-3 for my 2-4. It's a deal by me. All right, let's go. Come on, Starix. Mutate into me something good. A land? Womp womp. Now remember, this does still retain the abilities of the Glimmer Bell, so it is flying, and I can untap it. Oh, Archipelago! Wait, that doesn't matter. Archipelago taps down, but remember, I can untap it. We really just want to hit a swamp here. 6 damage, huh? Ugh. And that's a 7/7. And they can untap their Archipelago. Their Archipelago is a 7/7 flying that they can pay 2 to untap. Yikes. Alright. I'm going to untap and attack, I guess. Oh, I actually need to kill this now, don't I? Otherwise the Archipelago is lethal on its own. Yeah, I do have to ram through their mentor. And so now I can just take a hit for 7, go to 1, and then hope to draw something next turn. Wow, strange game. Very strange game. I don't know if there's anything that adds 2 damage in my deck. But again, remember, they can just untap their Archipelago too. No! 2 more creatures! That's terrible. Alright, so I think my out is what? Hitting a black source or Farfinder? Which is a black source, but I guess Farfinder into mutate this, hit 2 more cards. Maybe has a chance. Oh, no, they can tap something with this card. They can tap one of my creatures. Okay, so yeah, looks like that's going to do it. All right. Man, quick 0-2. Quick 0-2. Maybe this deck is just not very good. I'm going to try to squeeze out 1 win. But let's hope round 3 is our saving grace. And here we are for the 3rd and final round of this Ikoria draft, where we are currently 0-2, and on the play here, going to have to mulligan our opening hand. This one seems a little bit more reasonable. I think I might pitch the ram through here over the Terran. But I guess my deck has so little removal that I probably need to keep the ram through. Alright, I'll pitch the 6-drop. And Ominous Seas on turn 2 is pretty good. I don't have that much card draw on this deck, so maybe this isn't amazing, but hopefully we can get double Primal Empathy online to go with it. Oh! Touché. And the thing is, if I had drawn a Forest here, I'd probably run out the Mentor just to start getting something with Empathy. But as it stands, it's probably not worth running out standalone. Can wait until we find something better to do with it. Well, looks like the opponent's going to have a better Ominous Mind than I am. Reconnaissance mission. Well, now I wish I had run this out to just play the reconnaissance mission and draw extra cards. But again, running out the 1/3 doesn't seem right, so let's go ahead and cycle. Hope to find some different lands. Found an easy prey. I guess that's my fault for not holding up black, but unless they play something for 2 mana, then it's unlikely to do anything anyways. And yeah, we're just going to easily cycle this here again. Boneyard Lurker. If I find a forest, I'll happily play that. Alright. We'll take it. Better than nothing. No! Everybody is scattering me today. My poor Farfinder can't get any love. Five mana pass with 6 cards in their hand. Yeah, I'm sure this will go well. Alright. Time to run out of 4/4 for 4. Nothing. Okay, I like them doing nothing there. That makes me a little bit more confident, I think. Pacifism, sure. We do have a Wilt in this deck. Would not be an awful draw. Let's try to resolve this Empathy. With Empathy, I might be able to start drawing 2 cards a turn, which would really be nice with the Ominous Sea. Because you don't sacrifice the Ominous Seas. It just stays on the battlefield, so in theory, you could make more than 1 Kraken, if any. Oh, the nice thing is our Kraken can immediately ram through their Kraken as well. That'll be kind of nice. As they just play out a Heron, sure. So we do still get to draw an extra card here because of the Lurker being on the battlefield. Some pretty solid draws. I could still put this on the Boneyard Lurker. I think that might actually be worth it. Because we still get all of the... Oh, it's 6 mana to do that, I'm silly. We still get all of the abilities of the card. I guess I can just also Heron onto Glimmerbell. That's probably a little bit better here. If we draw land, we can hold up Ram through. This puts an extra counter on our Seas. And we can just say go. Okay, they didn't have a way to cycle there. So I'll go ahead and make a Kraken end of turn. Draw an extra card. Put some extra counters on. Found our 6th land. Nice. I could just give this Kraken flying. Well. This is interesting. They have so much open mana that if I go to attack for the Kraken, they plop theirs out. And I try to fight. We could get blown out. In fact, what might be better is just to attack with the Kraken. And see if they make their own and let them offer the trade. Alright, looks like they're not even going to go for that though. So I think we're just going to play out Empathy number 2 then, in this scenario. It plays around counters better, but it also lets me hold up Ram through on their Kraken. Okay, they made a Kraken in response to this. That's okay. And now I'm going to do this at the on their upkeep. Because if they do have a counter, then they do have to tap out a bit this way. Which they did. They had a keep safe. Very nice. Okay. What was that? Oh, they had a gust of wind for my token. Rude. Ooh, this is actually bad. I don't draw extra cards with empathy now that they got rid of my token. I'm only going to get to put some 1/1 counters on my Heron here. Okay, they got a swamp. I mean, I guess I can make a big Heron. Alright, so what's the play? Because I think Auspicious might be better here than Garuda. The Starix Mutate is just so good here. Alright, so let's draw a card, get an extra counter on our Ominous Seas. And then let's Starix for 2 permanents. We did hit a land and a 4/3. And the nice thing about hitting the land here is that it lets me hold up keep safe. So I think I am supposed to attack for 8 in the air. We're holding up untap, because remember this used to be a Glimmer Bell. And we're also holding up keep safe. Don't get me wrong, I think this attack is a little bit greedy, but... Because what they can do is this, if they just go for a kill spell in the Wild Bonder, I could have a problem. Because either I go for the keep safe in that scenario, in which case if they have anything else I would lose, or I go for the untap on the Starix, in which case if they have anything else I would still lose. Whereas if I don't attack there, they would need 3 things. We'll see if my greed gets me punished. They only have 5 cards in their hand. What's the worst that could happen, right? Okay, so I think I'm going to let Capture Sphere resolve. And then just go for the untap on the Starix. They might have forgotten that I could do this. Yeah, and now I'll take 9. And I have lethal in the air. If they can add 3 points of damage, they also have me dead, but... that seems a lot less likely in Esper colors. All right. 4 cards left. You have 5 mana. If they had an instant speed, they would have used it. So presumably we're looking okay here. Ah, they get to make a copy of Passivism. Nice. Okay. Well, the good thing is I get to draw extra cards since I have this Starix. So that means I can produce another 8/8 at instant speed. So let's go for the Garuda now. And hopefully we can get 2 creatures here. Wow, Garuda milled 4 lands on my side. And, oh no, it did. It hit a main serval. I didn't see it. Okay. 4 lands on my side, and then another pacifism, 2 lands, and the serval on their side. We still have lethal next turn with the double mentor. We can give either Garuda or the primal, or the Kraken flying. This game's been super nice and interactive. I like it. Whereas in round 1, I just got completely dominated. All right, that gives vigilance. So no problem there. We don't care about that. Uh-oh, this is too much mana. What the hell is this? Whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. 5/5 Death Touch Lifelink? What do they get back? Just Heron? Oh. Well, that card is insane. So they get back their 3/4 flyer. 8/8 Death Touch. That sounds a little bit redundant. So if they gain 8, they go to 13. I mean, I guess I just trade for my Kraken then. Because I can't kill him since they got another flyer back. Alright. So we're going to draw 2 more extra cards here. Ooh, Wilt. Nice. Okay, so Wilt kills the pacifisms, which allows that to attack again. Do I win? No, it's close. What's underneath this? A Heron. I actually can't. I can't mutate this because if I do it on the Starix, I would lose the game. So we wilt the pacifism. We mentor on the Garuda. We attack for 14 in the air. They have to chump. Okay. And then we can play, I guess the Glimmer Bell is fine. And hold up Keep Safe. Nethrox, huh? Or Nethroi, Apex of Death. That card is terrifying. The crazy thing is they're splashing this in... I mean, I guess they're super heavy blue. And then white looks like a splash as well. But, wow, that was a crazy game. Looks like the second Wilt needs to come back in. Or not come back in, but come in. Cut this easy prey. Okay, let's go to game 2. Here we are for game 2 of the third and final round. Our hand's pretty bad. But both of these decks are slow. I think we're still going to mulligan this, though. And, well... I guess I'm going to keep this on the draw and probably cycle the reconnaissance mission if we just draw one more land. Although, if I draw 2 lands in a row, Glimmerbell into Mentor is not terrible. Okay, well, I guess we'll just draw the lands. So now we might actually go for the hard cast reconnaissance mission and draw some extra cards. If I can just keep rattling off these land draws. Wow, nice. And no attacks here. 2 1/3s are pretty good at holding off a Thieving Otter. Hopefully. Capture Sphere, that's fine. Ram through. Alright, so now the question is, Is it worth me trading one card for them drawing one card? And I think the answer is yes. I would like to draw a card at the cost of them also drawing a card. Well, for keeping a one-lander, I drew 4 lands in the top 5 cards. Pretty fortunate. Okay, Mentor. Ooh, Auspicious is going to be good. Let's go ahead and attack for 1. Draw our extra card. And let's play out the Mentor, number 2. We're holding up Ram Through, which, I mean, doesn't really do anything with 1 power creatures, but we're also holding up Keep Safe. If they try to do anything to this, we can also untap this Glimmerbell to block the Otter. Oh, no, that's not true. They can make this a 3/3. So I guess I'm actually going to still be just taking another... Yeah, never mind. They still get to draw an extra card here. Because if I block, they just pump up their creature with Keensight Mentor and kill it. I love Otter in this set. It's so good with all of the mutate creatures. No plays, 5 open mana. I did hit land number 6. I'm a little bit hesitant to run out a 6-drop, but let's go ahead and attack with the Glimmerbell first and see what we draw. Essence Scatter, that's not bad. Well, I'm just going to run out the Garuda, and if they have a counter, so be it. Okay, put a counter on your Otter, yes. And Garuda resolves, very nice. We milled 2 lands, odd mana creature, and Capture Sphere from them, and then I milled 2 lands, Farfinder, and the Glimmerbell. And so the Glimmerbell is going to draw us that card. Or rather, not draw the card. It goes on the battlefield. Ah. Like I said, now their Otter is a 4/5 Flying Vigilance. We can just ram it through, but it is pretty nice for them. 4/5 Flying Vigilance that draws them an extra card. Not bad. I think it's going to be pretty hard to lose, though, if we get to untap with these 3 cards in our hand. Yeah, I'm loving this set so far. Lots of nice interplay. Nothing stupid busted like Dream Trawler or whatever. Oh, they copied my Garuda. And they hit actual 0. This is what I was talking about during the draft, where sometimes you just... Garuda doesn't hit anything, funny enough. From my side, they hit land, land, and 2 3-drops. From their side, they hit spell, spell, 3-drop, spell. Okay, so we have a few different options we can make here. A few different plays. I think killing the flyer is just so much better than anything else. Because if I kill their flyer, then I get to attack with my 2 Glimmerbells and draw 2 cards. But we're also going to ship in our Garuda, because if they don't block, then they're taking 6, and I'll draw an extra card off of that as well. This is pretty busted. If I also want to, I could just pump up my flyers this turn to hit them for an extra 2 damage, but I mean, if they make this trade, it's a lot more tempting. But the fact that I haven't cast, or rather haven't played a land yet, means if I do draw one, I get to Star X on top of a creature. And I didn't draw one, so we can just pass here. Pass, hold up the pump, and hold up all of these spells. Looking really good for us. Knowing that they have that Nethroi card, I think I just hold the scatter for that. Oh, that looks like what they might have it here in their hand too. Or we're gonna get them real good if that's what they go for. I bet you if they try to do it, they scoop. Oh, they were trying to mutate on top of a human. That's what they were. Okay, so they have the Nethroi in their hand, but they couldn't mutate onto their Keensight Mentor. 100%. That's what just happened. Guaranteed. So we kind of get like a free turn here where they don't really get to do anything. Gust of Wind. That's good enough to counter. Go ahead and pump up the team. Ominous Seas, you're no useful here. Go ahead and Auspicious on top of one of our Glimmer Bells. Found a third Glimmer Bell. Hit the opponent for 9 in the air. And I'll draw a few cards. What's the worst that can happen? And then we'll pass. And the sequence is fairly straightforward. They try to go for Nethroi, I Essence Scatter, they scoop, unless they have a counter for my Essence Scatter. If they do have a counter for my Essence Scatter, they get back Heron, Mentor, Vulpikeet, Otter. Oh, I didn't realize it cost that much mana. I guess they can't have a counter. Alright, GG's. Nethroi, Apex of Death. That card is spicy. Well, good news, ladies and gentlemen. I successfully won a match. A match. Bingo, bango, bongo. All right, well, that was fun, though. Like, I don't mind losing in new sets. Obviously, a 1-2 draft record is not very good, but it's more about learning what is in the set, you know, learning what not to do, what you should do, that type of thing. I think this format has been very, very fun. And I know I say that of any format, or I've always said that of any format. As soon as it comes out, it's always fun because it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, but especially some of the previous sets with so many walkers, planeswalkers, that is to say, and busted rares and mythics. I'm looking at you, Dream Trawler. It's just kind of left a sour taste in the mouth afterwards. But it feels like this set is probably going to be one of those sets that's going to be really, really fun at the start. And then it's just going to continue to be really, really fun as we go to the later stages of having played the format. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this first draft here of Ikoria on the Card Kingdom channel. There will be plenty more coming up in the future. And, you know, we can see the evolution of my drafting as well, because this deck looked fine. I'm not surprised it went 1-2, but I'll try to get them next time. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.